Hello friends, today I will be highlighting one of the speeches which I have just seen coming from India, IIT, that happens to be one of the premier IT universities of India over there. Of course, somebody called Ajit Doval, who happens to be National Security Advisor of India, was speaking to Chhatra, was speaking to students. And we all remember once back in 2014, he was speaking to Srivastava University students, and today he was speaking at IIT. And whatever he said about Operation Sindoor and whatever he said, what happened after that, of course, I will be highlighting that, I will be replying it. There were denials, as India has been denying that nothing has happened to India somehow. And we know that Indian media has been propagating, busy in propagation, that India lost no fighter jets, nothing happened to India at all. And now, of course, every government official is coming up with these kind of statements, and this very statement, I just want to show it to you so that you can figure out where do they stand.
We have to develop our indigenous technology. Mention was made here of Sindoor. We are really proud of it, not for necessarily what people perceive. That how much of an indigenous content was there. We are proud of it, that some of the best systems that worked. Whether it was our BrahMos systems, whether it was our integrated air control and command systems, whether it was our radars, whether it was the whole this of it that was being done at the battlefield surveillance about the position of theirs. We decided to have 9 terrorist targets in the crisscross of Pakistan. It was not only the border area or something, which we thought were there this way. We missed none. We hit nowhere else except that. And it is also not that this was a very easy. It was precise to the point where we knew who is where. Entire operation was started at 5 minutes past 1 and was over at 28 minutes past 1. 23 minutes. Thereafter, a lot of things are said that this thing, foreign press and all these things, they said Pakistan did that and this. You tell me one photograph, one imagery. These days, these imageries are from the satellites all over the world. They are this thing, which shows any Indian damage being done, even a glass pane having been torn. I don't know, only our forces will be knowing what's happening in this thing, but I'm just telling, they brought out photographs, they wrote this thing, the New York Times put it this thing, put out very this thing. Only imagery, they said 13 air bases of Pakistan now and now, before 10th May and after 10th May. Whether it was in Sargodha, or it was in Rahim Yar Khan, or it was in Chaklala, or it was in Rawalpindi, any of the places that there are 13 important air bases, including the Bellary, where they have got the AVACS, the air warning control systems. Now, I'm not telling any of this thing. I'm only telling what the foreign media, on the basis of the imageries, have put the images in it. So we were able to achieve it. We are capable of doing that.
Now, viewers, before we head towards replies to these fake statements or false statements, first of all, I just want to highlight that this man is a professional liar, and he is NSA of India today. And when we talk about this guy, he has been, of course, serving Indian intelligence for a long time. And then, of course, these kind of people, they are always considered as the professional liars, because the whole service spans around lying, and that's how they are. And of course, the kind of statements he was coming up with, what I'll do in this video is I will be showing you few of the statements from their own generals. I mean, this guy is not a general. He doesn't know what has happened. And probably he knows, but he's just trying to figure out how to create a fake propaganda about it, because he is embarrassed. He is embarrassed, reason being, since May 2025, he couldn't find any time to speak at anywhere. Reason being, he had nothing to say. The whole Western media has been highlighting, the whole, media channels of the West, they were highlighting whatever happened to India, but of course he wasn't listening to that. Now he's coming up with this fake narrative that nothing has happened to India. And the kind of narrative we wanted to propagate is that India chosen 9 positions where India wanted to shoot, and them 9 positions according to their intelligence. Of course, if this kind of guy is heading national security of India, then what kind of people would be in the intelligence services? Of course, all of them, they believe in the fake statements, they believe in the fake narratives, they believe in the fake situations or fake locations. And that has happened. Whole world knows that the places they have been, of course, missiling in Pakistan, they were mosques, they were houses next to mosques, and that's why the people who lost their lives, all of them, they were civilians. 7 of the kids, and the youngest one was 2-year-old. They consider them terrorists. They were the ones who were casualties in these attacks. They came from India, and still he's chest thumping about whatever they have done in Pakistan. And of course, Pakistan had a right to retaliate, and Pakistan retaliated brilliantly that day. And of course, the whole world is rhyming about how Pakistan shot down 7 of their fighter jets. I mean, few say 6, few say 7. According to my knowledge, it is 7. I have even, in one of my videos, I have even given the tail numbers of all of the Rafales. And none of them, they actually came up with a denial to that. But now they are coming up with the fake news encircled around that they have lost nothing, they have lost none. And at the same time, they are highlighting that, of course, Indian defense systems, they have been perfectly fine and everything was fine. How perfect they were, I will be showing you few videos now, and you will figure out what kind of statements Indian generals are coming out with.
One missile had gone up till 300 kilometers deep inside Pakistan and had destroyed one of their fighter aircrafts. Plus, it was a cause of worry to the Pakistanis that with this kind of a potent defense capability that India has, they should not venture into attacking India through their aircrafts, fighter aircrafts. And that is why you would have seen that though we had utilized our fighter aircrafts into the Pakistani airspace, the Pakistanis did not come with their fighter aircrafts into our airspace for this reason.
I mean, this guy happens to be, retired general from Indian military, and he made this report on Republic. I mean, everyone knows about Republic TV. Republic TV is run by Shrivastava Group, and of course, the kind of narratives they always come up with, it is full of propaganda, it is full of lies, it is full of fake news. And this man starts with that, according to the reports. Which reports? I mean, according to the reports, one of the missiles of S-400, it actually went deep inside Pakistan and shot down one of the Pakistani fighter jets. Wow. I mean, it's only Republic TV that knows about it. Even the Indian military officers and even the Air Force officers, they are not, speaking about it. It's just the retired army officer. They made him sit with them and they asked him to do it, and he did it. And the kind of narratives they wanted, of course, they are crafting it. But at the same time, these are the people who are, of course, negating one aspect, and that is that S-400 was neutralized, and it was completely neutralized. Why I say this? Because Indian defense systems, Indian air defense systems, they weren't working really well that day, and none others, the existing serving deputy army chief of India, he said it, and I just want to play that video.
Air defense and how it panned out. So it is good, bad. We could do a lot. Mr. Ashok did talk about it, that some of our indigenous systems performed well, some did not perform very well too.
So some performed well and the others, they did not do. And of course, he's highlighting the fact that India desperately needs to have an air defense system that can work really well. Of course, their air defense system during the Sindoor operation or during, Marka-e-Haq from Pakistan side, it didn't work at all. It was just neutralized by Pakistan, and he has mentioned about it.
And for that, more and more air defense, more and more counter rocket, artillery, drone sort of a system has to be prepared, for which we have to move very, very fast.
He's simply saying, Lieutenant General Rahul Singh is completely aware of this fact that Indian air defense systems, they failed. They failed to counter Pakistan's strategy, and they failed to, of course, counter Pakistan's missiles as well. I mean, earlier the general was saying that one of the missiles, it went all the way inside Pakistan's territory and shot down one of the fighter jets. I mean, this is whole rubbish. Reason being, when we talk about the kind of operation that day was conducted by Pakistan, of course, Pakistan's fighter jets, they went deep into Indian territory and they neutralized S-400s. I mean, it is a known fact. It is a known fact, and it is not being negated by India. Of course, India now, after 2-3 months, is coming out with these lies and fake news. But this is too late now. They have no reply to it. And if they hadn't lost any S-400s at that time, then why they are rushing towards Russia to get more of them? They are getting 2 of them. They are getting 2 more units of S-400. And why they're doing it? Because they know that they've lost it and they desperately and urgently need one more.
One border, 2 adversaries. So we saw Pakistan one side, but adversaries were 2. And if I would say actually 4 or 3 actually. So Pakistan was the front face.
Now, as Ajit Doval said that nothing happened that day, if nothing happened that day, then why General Rahul is coming up with these kind of statements that, look, we got beaten just because of one reason. It wasn't just one adversary. There were 2. There were actually 4. No, 3. So he is so confused about adversaries. Why? Because they didn't know what's going on that day. They did not know how to defend themselves. Their air defense were failing. Their, of course, fighter jets, when they were getting into the air, they were simply being neutralized. I mean, of course, Ajit Doval is saying that Indian Air Force performed really well. I mean, Indian Air Force couldn't perform at all. Reason being, since the word go that day on the 7th of May, what happened to Indian Air Force, only Indian Air Force can say anything about it. Reason being, we know that even the Indian Air Marshal, who was sitting to explain how everything happened, when he was asked about the question, how many did you lose? Then he said, I mean, losing fighter jets is part of the war. How many? I mean, I won't say anything about it. Why they are not saying anything about it? Because the number is so high that so embarrassed. They are so embarrassed to even talk about it. That's why they didn't say anything about it. Even now, if you ask somebody, even CDS, he highlighted the fact that yes, we bore the losses, and even he wasn't talking about the losses at all. And now they're coming up with, a few of them, they are coming up with the statements, okay, we lost 1, okay, we lost 2, but not more than that. But the actual situation is that the Pakistan Air Force that day simply neutralized Indian Air Force. After that, they were not getting airborne at all. They were not doing it because they knew that they will be simply vanishing as soon as they get airborne. And that's what happened that day. When this was happening, the war was taking place, Pakistan Air Force simply neutralized Indian Air Force.
China, of course, the good old dictum, killed by a borrowed knife, 36 stratagems that China talks about, killed by a borrowed knife. So he would rather use the neighbor to cause pain than getting involved in the mud-slinging match on the northern border. So that is what he's seen.
So he would rather use the neighbor to cause the pain. It shows that General Rahul Singh admits that pain was caused. And maybe China was behind it, and there were 4 adversaries, and all of them, all together, they caused pain to India. Of course, Pakistan was the front face, and rest of all, they were causing us pain altogether. So if pain was not caused that day, then why Ajit Doval is claiming that nothing happened that day? Why he's claiming that everything was all hunky-dory, all okay, and it was a failed operation from Pakistan side? Well, he needs to check his facts. He needs to sit with General Rahul Singh and ask him how much pain was caused that day, and borrowed knife. Borrowed knife, you mean Pakistan? So that knife was deep inside your chest and it was banging you big time, and that's what you call pain, and that's why you are admitting it, that pain was caused that day.
China perhaps has seen is that he is able to test his weapons against, say, various other weapon systems that are there. It's like a live lab which is available to. So it's a good, that is what is something we have to be very, very cognizant about. Again,
simply I would say that, I have respect for Lt General Rahul Singh. While he was saying that, China, of course, was giving all the support to Pakistan, and they were causing pain, and they were actually testing their weapons against many other variants and many other weapons of other countries as well that were in the hands of the Indians, and of course they don't know how to use them, but Pakistan very well knows how to use them, and that's why Pakistan utilized best of its capabilities to shoot down them and then teach them a lesson. And while he was saying that China considers India to be a perfect testing ground, he laughed as well. Reason being, he said that their operation was very good, and as soon as he uttered the word good, he stopped because he knew that he is going to cross the lines. But the reality is that he admits that Chinese weaponry in the hands of Pakistan has taught them a huge lesson that they will remember for times to come.
Turkey also played a very important role in providing the type of support that was there. Bayraktar, of course, he's been giving from before. We saw numerous other drones also coming in, landing in the face of war, during the war.
So Turkey was even playing the role, and he accepts that they have played a very pivotal role. When you claim all of these statements that the pivotal role Turkey was playing with the Pakistan, then of course there must have been something that they have done as well, and must have been some pain caused from them as well. What was that pain? And if there was pain, then Ajit Doval, he needs to know about it. He's your NSA. NSA of India needs to know a lot, so that when next time he goes to a university, he doesn't speak lies to the students of that university.
Importance of C4 ISR and civil military fusion. There is a lot to be done as far as this domain is concerned. When the DGMO level talks were going on, Pakistan actually was mentioning that we know that your such and such important sort of vector is primed and it is ready for action. I would request you to perhaps, pull it back. So he was getting live inputs as far as from China. So that is one place we really need to move fast and take appropriate action.
So this is the level of battle preparedness of Pakistan. This was the level of Pakistan's battle preparedness. Pakistan was even cautioning during war. During war, Pakistan was even cautioning India that this and this and this vector is, of course, being live from your side. Be prepared. So Pakistan was cautioning them, and Pakistan was giving them a warning that we know what is happening, and they admit that Pakistan was so pinpointed. And Pakistan's military and civil fusion was so marvelous that even our Indian adversaries, they are accepting that Pakistan outclassed them. So if nothing happened, Mr. Ajit Doval, then why your general Rahul Singh is accepting that Pakistan's civil military fusion was outclassed, and Pakistan was getting live vectors, and they were cautioning your military? What happened that day? You need to learn about it. You need to sit with your generals and ask them whatever happened, so that when next time you go to a university, you know what to say, and simply don't run away from there saying that nothing happened that day. This is the ultimate reality, which, of course, Ajit Doval runs away from. He needs to figure out the truth. He needs to know that. Or maybe he knows everything, but he intentionally is hiding from his own people. So in today's times, one thing is for sure. India's NSA, India's National Security Advisor, who's supposed to say each and every word to its max truth, he is a liar. He's a professional liar. He has always been a professional liar. And now he's going to universities and speaking all of these lies in front of his own university chhatra students. And I think he needs to stop that. He needs to accept the reality and figure out how to, of course, contain this damage and how to prepare himself. As, of course, his own very generals, they are speaking about it, that they lack in the air defense systems, they lack in the air power, they lack the vectors, and they lack how to respond to a force like Pakistan. So simply this is the basic truth, and they are just knocking around the false propaganda, and they need to stop that now. Friends, that's it from me today. You take care of yourself, do subscribe the channel, and keep watching my videos. Thank you.